Hello my friends, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Welcome into another video. In this video, my friends, I will walk you through how we can extract insight and meaningful knowledge from data by using Python. So my friends, I will provide you with the common and the most important functionalities that are involved in Matplotlib. And Matplotlib, my friend, it is a module that had been created by data scientists and other people who are interested in generating insight and knowledge from data. So let's do that let's do that, my friends. But before we do that, my friends, I would like to share with you what is data visualization. So my friend, in today's world, data has become increasingly important because everyday users are generating a huge amount of data. So to get advantage from this data, we need to extract meaningful insight from it that it will influence future decisions based on this data. And here where data visualization can. Because my friends, like if you see data just like that, you will have no clue about what it means. It means. For that reason, my friends, there is a lot of tools such as Matplotlib and some other ones that help us to extract insight from data and transform it into charts, plots, and other things that it will help us to visualize data. And my friends, that is really beneficial for stakeholders and for people who rely heavily on this data to, as I told you earlier, to make future decisions. Because, for example, my friend, let's imagine a company that uh, that is based on the sales that it makes. It decide either to create new product or not. So this data, it can be numerical or non-numerical data. So Python, thankfully, it handle these two types of data. So to do that, my friends, we just uh, retrieve all this data and through harnessing or leveraging some functionalities that had already been created by some other programmers, we extract this insight that is very valuable and insightful. And my friends, data mining and data science, they are now one of they are the most high paid jobs in the world. So being great at extracting this insight and making data useful will pay off. So let's do that, my friends. So firstly, we'll create a new project in Visual Studio through a shortcut. My friends, a shortcut, it is just a combination that enable us to access some features in Visual Studio much more easily and straightforwardly. So a shortcut for creating a new project is Control plus N. Then, my friends, we're gonna save this project. You can, here in my case, I will choose a Python Pro project, which means Python project, and call it data visualization .py. Okay, so my friends, I really advise you to really structure your folders so we don't get confused when accessing the project. For that reason, you need to create a folder that is dedicated or deduced just for Python project. So my friends, after I have provided you with a brief explanation and how vital it is to leverage and harness these vast amounts and these incredible amounts of data that is being generated every day, how important that in making how that it really help companies to make how we can to make future decision or to even predict what is gonna happen. But here, my friends, like to predict what will happen in the future based on data, we need to use some machine learning models that get trained by the data that we pass through it. Then we can generate this data. But we're gonna dive into how this happens or the process to do that in future videos. But in these videos of data visualization, we're gonna just use Matplotlib and that's it. So let's start, my friends. Okay. So the first thing, my friends, that we're gonna do is create to create a plot. And before we do that, my friends, you need to make sure that everything is set correctly on your laptop or your computer. What I mean by that is like open your CMD if you are using Windows or command line and just type Python 3. This command enable us to open Python terminal. And my friends, to make sure that you have Matplotlib installed in your laptop, all you have to do is to just import it. And if that doesn't reveal or cause any error, that is really that is really great. It means that everything is set correctly, and we are ready to dive into writing some Python code. Okay, import Matplotlib. Okay, so here, my friends, by executing this command, we don't get any error or any mistake. That is a great sign that we are ready to jump in and to kick things off. So let's do that, my friend. Okay, the first things, my friend. So I will stop the video so I can write the code, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so my friends, I have just finished writing this piece of code. And my friends, at first sight, you might underestimate like the result of these 4 lines of code. But after I will execute this piece of code, you're going to be astonished or shocked by the result. So let me execute it. Here it is, my friends. This code is enable us to create or generate a draft, even though like this draft, it doesn't provide us with really high insight because we have passed as an argument to the function that is responsible for generating this draft just a list. Okay, my friends, now let me break down or walk you through how we are able to generate this piece of code. Firstly, my friends, the most important things is to import the module that include the functionalities or the piece of code that make it easier for us to do that. But before, what is the meaning of module? Module, my friends, are classes and functions that are created by other people, and all we have to do, my friend, is just recall these classes and use them in our code. That, my friends, has numerous reasons. Firstly, it enables us to save time. Secondly, my friends, like this code that we are calling from modules, it can be very hard and laborious to create it by ourselves because it is usually created by whole teams. For that reason, my friend, all we have to do is just import it. And my friends, likely Python has a very wide community. That means that the majority of the time we're going to be just relying on other people's code by importing it. And my friends, that does not mean that we should not be creating our code. We should be creating our code, and also if we import another thing, we need to understand it and have a clear understanding of it. That's what's going to enable us to change some functionalities to match what we really want to do in our program. So my friends, here we have imported the module and we have assigned an alias to it. And the alias, my friend, it is just like a placeholder, because as you might have realized, the name of this module, it is very lengthy, and it will be really useless to write this lengthy name whenever we would like to request or retrieve a function. So it will be really like not convenient. uh, so my friends, for that reason, we set an alias for it, and after, my friends, we create a squares variable that we assign to it a square. And here, my friends, where the magic happen, all we have to do, my friend, is just to call the plot function that is embedded in this my friend, in this module. And after that, we pass the square as an argument for the parameter. And this method, my friend, it enables us to display the plot. It is it is very easy, my friend. My friend, instead of using this square, you can be recalling data from a huge data or vast data from your database that you would like to extract some meaningful insight from it, and then when things start to become much more meaningful. Okay, so my friends, now we're gonna move into another stage in our journey regarding data visualization. And my friends, I would like just to know that I'm speaking to you spontaneously. I don't prepare for my videos beforehand, because that which will really enable me to enhance my speaking and explanation. Because I'm really aware, my friends, that there isn't a lot of people who are accessing my YouTube videos now, because I have just started this YouTube channel, so that is really fair. But that is fair enough. But I'm sure that by sharing or uploading videos daily on YouTube, the algorithm it start recognizing that I'm really taking that seriously. But what matters for me right now, my friend, is to get the most of this YouTube channel, to make a huge amount of mistakes, identify them, and try to avoid them in the future. So, my friends, here we're going to move into styling our plot or our chart, because my friends, before the chart it was really dull, and it was very boring. It didn't involve it didn't include any titles or anything, and the axes, they were very thin. And yeah, so just it is very easy to style this chart thanks to Matplotlib, my friends. So we're gonna stick to the same square, and here, my friends, as you might have noticed, that there is a new argument that we have passed to the line width, which is equal 5. And the main role, or the main role of this argument, my friend, is to increase the thickness of our lines in the plot, so it can become much more tangible and clear for other people. Uh, because my friends, the main purpose of using data visualization is to generate appealing and attractive graphs that it will help people to get an insight of the data. Then, my friends, we have the title that enable us to that also enable us. My friends, whenever I recognize that I use a word exaggerately, I write it down so I can search for its synonym. And here I have recognized that I use the word enable numerous times, so I have jotted down, because just to get used to the fact of me writing notes. And here, my friends, the title, which help us to set the title of the plot, because as you know, my friends, title, it will enable people to have a brief understanding of what like based on which data our plot is generated. Then, my friends, we're going to move to plot.x label and plot.y label. Here, my friends, just through their name, they can provide you with a glimpse or a brief understanding about the role of this function. They help us to label the x-axis and the y-axis, as we're going to see after I execute this piece of code. Okay, my friend, okay. Here, my friend, take parameters access both. Here we provide the value both to access to mean both the y and the x axis. But if you want to set each axis individually, all you have to do is just to set x here or y and label a size which is 14. Here, so my friends, here the plot.show it still have the same role or the same functionality as the previous code, which is to display our plot. So let me execute this piece of code. Here it is, my friends. Now our plot it is well designed and it is styled and it has a title that provide to people a brief understanding of what is this plot.